We could stay out late until the sun sets past.
Hey, 420 Kids live direct in the set up in the city town. B-Town is going down. Kick him in the motherfucking throat. Choke him out.
Yeah.
Hey, North Carolina Ish, tell her what's going down. Tell her Ish, man, what's happening? 420 Kids.
What's happening? What's happening? Dirty, what's good? KK, what's happening?
What's happening, man? Triple D, where you at?
Hey, I-35 connect. Straight
Trey folks,
what's
stand
going
up.
down? All right, stand up. Do colleges matter when it comes to mindset? In America, these are some of the great minds, the greater minds in our community as far as educational status concerned.
Get him.
Hit him, choke him out, man.
Get him.
Yeah. Can't
Dirty
be blowing on
mix.
that bullshit. Choke him out. Hey, if you ain't smoking, you ain't choking. Hey, shit. And if you ain't choking, you ain't smoking. For real. Straight like
Goddamn, Tilly, you okay?
Hey, look here, man. Sound
Real
like that
shit.
old man. Shit. That shit passing that shit through the phone, passing that cough through the phone.
Oh,
Real.
Shit passed. Shit, dirty next.
All right, man.
Oh yeah.
So what
This
y'all
boy
think
talking
about?
about he twisted. He went hard for an hour. One of them went hard for an hour last night. You hear this shit?
You
Fuck
see
that,
that
man.
shit, bro. Nigga, I started this motherfucker at zero, and at 125, that motherfucker was just now going out, bro. You didn't see that?
Hey,
What joint burning the hour? Like, bro,
oh
I'm telling you,
shit.
that's professionalism.
He go,
All right.
Dirty gonna act like he had two of them rolled up. I know he.
For real.
I know
For real, for real. For real, folks. For real.
Hey, straight up.
Hey, he want to talk about the one that burned slow. He ain't gonna talk about the one that burnt real fast.
Straight up. Hey, for real. All right. But in tonight's episode, man, we're talking about, do colleges matter when it comes to mindset? Do you think the collegiate minds and the African American community is controlling the narrative? I would ask y'all that. Somebody could take the floor.
Are
Do
they
y'all think
controlling
the
that?
African
Hold
American
on.
collegiate mind
Hold on. What's
controlling the narrative?
what is the collegiate mind controlling the narrative?
Yeah, the African American mind, the collegiate mind, is it controlling the narrative in the African American community? Would you agree or disagree?
Does it is it pertaining to like
Controlling the narrative,
right,
the path, the way? You hear me? The navigators.
controlling
Everybody
the
else is
narrative of
following.
what's the best mind state to have or mindset to have?
Basically.
It's a little bit of, I think it's a little bit of both when it comes to that. You know, I
would definitely have to say, yeah. Go ahead, though.
I think the collegiate minds definitely are pressing harder to get their information out there. They're definitely doing their due justice, as people would say, as far as in getting people to tap in more to their intellectual being, because of some people that's not part of that collegiate elite level that have a big following and they don't even have to try hard. So I would say to a degree, yes, because they're gonna be adamantly pushing their shit all the time. You see what I'm saying? Whereas in I'm just gonna use the example because it's used so much. Whereas in like some rappers, not all, you take a couple different rappers that have just blown up over a short span of time and have a major following, but they may not be presenting the right type of image and mindset that us as Black people need to have. So, like I said, yeah, yes and no, but yes, because like I said, they're going to be, the collegiate minds are actually pushing. We see it now. Our powerful Black minds are pushing harder and harder and harder to try to get people to open up their mindset and see things in a different manner.
I can dig that. What you think about it, Knowledge? Yeah, you want me to rock the mic? See the mic in front of me. I'll rock the mic.
Man. Hey, yeah. I know you got it. But I would say most definitely, the collegiate, that carries a mental state. All right, so you do 13 years of school, then you go to a collegiate, prestige school. The majority of people that go to a school is going to fraternize. They're going to join a sorority, some type of Greek organization. So join that Greek organization, that now takes you away from your other past. The only thing that you fraternize with is your fraternity now. You know, you hold obligations to a fraternity level. So, you know, that automatically, if you look at a lot of the colleges, they definitely mold generations of minds to forget they other past. They only start thinking about, I'm a AKA. I went to this school. I did this, but a lot of these people, you see work jobs where people that never went to school work. Like, you know, so is it really doing something for them? No. It does a little, you know, it gives you a little push, but a lot of them people are nurses, teachers, firemen, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them people work normal jobs. So I think to a degree, it does mold the mindset, but is it really helpful to the people? That's a whole nother question. That's a whole nother zone we got to go into. Yeah, there you got them though, man.
I can dig it, man. What I'm thinking, man, is the African American collegiate mind controlling the narrative, because we got to consider that these fraternal organizations are gangs, alphas, sigmas, Qs. Churches fall in the category of fraternal organizations, Christians, Hebrew Israelites, Islam, whatever the indoctrination may be. Gangs fall under these fraternal orders. They have bylaws. They have colors. You hear me? They have rules and indoctrinations. So this is definitely controlling their narrative. So when you mix the Black with the Greek narrative, when people start to place their fraternal organizations over their race, you hear me? This is the whole thing of attaching the Greek to it, the Black Greek. You hear me? Why can't we talk about Black economics, Black housing, Black schooling, and get funded? You hear me? Because we always have to involve everybody else when everybody else is not involving us. So this narrative is definitely being controlled by the Black Greek indoctrination. You hear me? So although these fraternal organizations are Black, they're heavily influenced by Greek philosophy. So we have to look where that places us. That places us automatically in a position of submission. You hear me?
Mm.
So when I say the most brightest African American minds that go to college to aspire to brighten their narrative, you hear me? Explore their unknown in the educational field. They continue to groom this, but they often groom it. This Black collegiate mind is telling corporate America how to exploit the Black dollar. So when you go to these schools and these alma maters, this is how you'll see Jordan donating $100 million to North Carolina, knowing they don't need it, knowing the historically Black colleges need money and they barely get funded. You hear me? Because of the Black Greek philosophy. We place this philosophy has taught us to pay everybody except self. We place value in everybody else except self. Just start talking about Black business, some Black ventures, and I guarantee people gonna turn it down. They're gonna start talking about why you can't do this for Black people. We have not been instilled a racial pride or a heritage where we could be proud of. Let's give a little insight from the brother. He's a professor, man. Let's check him out.
Biggest challenge I see is twofold. First aspect of the problem relates to the school itself. Public education was not designed to successfully prepare African American boys for a life of success. Public education, as it is today, largely functions to prepare our boys for a life of prison and incarceration, and for that matter, to prepare our young ladies for a life of poverty. The issue is systemic. A lot of people speak of the problem being the parents, disinterested students, the influence of hip-hop. And although all those factors are relevant, they're not primary. The primary reason why the young men are not learning is because the schools aren't designed to teach them, and the personnel necessary to reach them are simply not.
Tell me about it, Tiller, man. What you think about what the brother's insight was? Do you agree or disagree with what the brother was saying?
Honestly, bro, it was some feedback. I'm hearing echoes, so it was kind of hard for me to keep
Daddy, I was asking, is your speaker on, man? Yeah, it was echoing, bro. You really couldn't hear it.
You was echoing?
Yeah, you couldn't hear
play that motherfucker again.
Biggest challenge I see is twofold. First aspect of the problem relates to the school itself. Public education was not designed to successfully prepare African American boys for a life of success. Public education, as it is today, largely functions to prepare our boys for a life of prison and incarceration, and for that matter, to prepare our young ladies for a life of poverty. The issue is systemic. A lot of people speak of the problem being the parents, disinterested students, the influence of hip-hop. And although all those factors are relevant, they're not primary. The primary reason why the young men are not learning is because the schools aren't designed to teach them, and the personnel necessary to reach them are simply.
I agree with that statement right there, man. Man. Hit him, choke him out, choke him out.
Yeah,
kick him in the throat, goddamn. That's where you know you're going on some of that gas.
Hell yeah,
Chris, what's poppin'?
Yeah. Go ahead, knowledge. I'm gonna let you jump it off, and I'm gonna piggyback.
Oh man, bet that. Man, I gotta jump this off because school ain't tell these people what they need. They told us about Black history. Black History Month, the shortest month of the year, and you keep hearing black. A lot of people don't really look at representing Black like that because they don't associate Black with brilliance, with intelligence. They associate Black with savagery, not unknowing. They associate white with purity. different things. So first of all, school didn't tell us what we really are. If it did, we would know that we were a nation of people, the mothers and fathers of Earth, like some of the oldest beings that are here in existence. But the fact that we don't know who we are and we keep getting called all these different things, even ourselves, black economics, black on crime, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It gets to a point where, not saying it's an irritant, but these colleges and these schools have programmed us to literally think way lesser of who we are. Yeah, the truth is being concealed. Like, first of all, I say this: black is not a bad color. Black is a great. All the colors that exist come from the color black. All thoughts come from a form of darkness. Like, you have to be able to see in the dark, and before you are actually enlightened. You have to go to the dark before you enlighten. You can't live a perfect life. Don't go through nothing, not get tested to see that it is a definite that you should be here. A definite, you know why you live. So at the end of the day, you have to go to the dark. Let's kill the whole black. But as far as black, no, fuck that. We're a nation. Call me Kemet. Call me something that is that I can tie to brilliance, allegiance, togetherness, prosperity, everything that it looks like we don't have. We don't necessarily look like we have prosperity amongst our civilization. What up, Chris? He say black is considered being dead. Why would you say that, Chris? I mean, I would you know, ask a question like, you know, I would want to know, y'all would want some further insight on that. Like, why would a person say that? Because when a person loses their brain, they actually turn purple, a purple color. But past that, man, to say, so what Dr. Umar was on, he was right. School does train you to go to jail. They tell you black. They tell you the only successful people that actually were able to teach or lead a massive amount of people, they got assassinated, like all of them. That they started off by saying we in 2022, after the death of Christ. If Christ is what they say in the Bible, what color would Christ be? He would be a brown, burnt skin of burnt gold, is what they say in the Bible. Skin of burnt gold and hair of wool. If a person says that their skin is of burnt gold, and you know what burnt gold looks like, then that would be a better description of your people. But when you begin to call these people black and things that don't even associate with bronze or burnt gold or any of those things, because we're all different complexions. All people are all different kind of complexion. But if we're going to get down to the legitimacy of what he's saying, school definitely trains us to get ready for a hard life. I mean, it's no doubt about it. I mean, you have 6-7 year olds going to school and being told, because you are a black person, you might look in the mirror and say, I'm not black. Like, who the fuck you a little kid, you even see that shit, some bullshit for real. Like, what the fuck is you, like, what is you talking about? Children can see something is wrong, but man, yeah, bro, Dirty. I know you got something to add on to this. I know you got a lot to add on to.
All right, man. I get what the brothers be talking about the black as far as the nationality is pertaining to nationality. Black doesn't identify you to a country or a landmass. But trying to tell 40 million African Americans or black people that they're not black, we have to come back to reality, because this is just my opinion.
Are white people white? Are white people white? All right, my
yes,
bad.
They're identified as white people. Yeah, we got to come back to reality. So, like I said, we've been taught we black our whole life, African Americans or whatever they want to consume, tell us we are. So we got to control the narrative. This is why when we ask, do colleges matter when it comes to the mindset? Yes, because the African American Greek, the Black Greek fraternities is being programmed with the Greek philosophy. So if you program with a Greek philosophy, of course, their philosophy is them standing on top of you. You hear me? And that's why we don't see anything to matter when we start talking about black-owned businesses and black-owned economics, black economics. We start talking about everybody. We start singing Kumbaya because us becoming empowered is radical to us because we see them owning everything. You hear me? We don't go outside and see us just owning, being prosperous is owning because we're not benefiting from our labor and our money because we spend our money with everybody else except self. And then we complain about people being racist. Oh, they're racist. Oh, look at the king. They don't want, look, the queen, they don't want a black person. Of course, they like to protect their endeavors and their genres. They want to protect what they have. As a matter of fact, y'all know what the queen's biggest diamond is? She got a diamond. She got a diamond that costs $400 million, stolen from South Africa, on the top of her head, bro. The queen, you hear me? And like I said, we don't see nothing the matter with this, and we're supposed to always glorify oppression. You hear me? So that's why it's very critical to the mind state of the people to want to empower. Let's look up the definition. Hey Siri, what's the definition of black power? Because only a fool would want to empower himself.
I found this on the web.
The definition of black power.
Black power means
A movement in support of rights and political power for black people. Who wouldn't be in favor? Who wouldn't be in favor of this? Who would not want to empower themselves politically, economically, educationally, financially? We want good neighborhoods for our children. We want good schools for our kids. You hear me?
Ask Siri the definition of black.
That's irrelevant right now because this is what we know ourselves. We know it's identified as evil. But let's ask Siri, what's the definition of black? That's why we can't let them define us. We got to define ourselves. We got to stop trying to be a part of their shit and build our own shit. You hear me? All we want to do is be a part of their shit. And wondering why we had that footstool for them to rule.
That's the whole contradiction with a whole lot of what you just said. You started off saying that Europeans have schooled black people. Who do you think called these? You said the Europeans have taught black people. This is what you were saying, and prior to this. But who took us away from nations of knowing who you were and started calling you black? Who started calling you a nigger? Like, so we hold on to this shit. We hold on.
Land of blacks.
Land. It had a specific geological function. Black has no specific geological function. They were Kemet. Land of the blacks is what they say. So this spoke on a particular geological function. You can go there and see pyramids. You can go there and see something that showed that you was great. We just hollering black. This shit that we doing over here is something totally different. Something totally different. We saying that these people taught us, but then the same people who say, you just said these people taught us, is saying that you inclusive of these people. It makes no sense. At some point.
No, inclusive. Hold on. What do you mean inclusive? What do you mean?
You said people don't want to call themselves black, and then they want to include other people, other races of people. Like they trying to include them. The inclusive thing step in because you have no knowledge of yourself. You're easy to be infiltrated. You looking at just black. There's black devils. I wanted you to look up the definition of black because Chris said black is considered being dead. I don't know nothing about that. That's the first time.
I'm here to tell you, I'm not letting the white man define black. I'm not talking about how they define black. I'm talking about us defining ourselves. You hear me?
So if
black
we
might mean something to you,
there we go.
Black to me is beautiful to me. That it might mean something to you. That's not what black means to me.
No, so you said let's define ourselves. This is where the contradictions keep coming in. You said let us define ourselves. But then you said
Non-ether
hold on. But then you said,
people.
but listen, so you said black doesn't mean this to me. But you said trying to get 300 million black people to not call themselves black, well, that's out of there. How can that be out of there? Hold on, listen. How can that shit be out of there if you said black? If you said don't define you.
Repeat this. Say I'm not black. Say it. Say it.
I'm brown. I am brown.
No. Say I'm not black.
no. I am brown.
Man, don't give me that
I am
bullshit.
brown.
Don't give me that bullshit.
I am brown.
Not black. Okay, you hear me? So he know what I'm trying to say. You hear me?
He didn't say it.
Nigga.
He didn't say it.
He ain't a nigga.
He
say I'm not black. Oh,
I said I am brown.
Black.
What?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, that's real. So then you care what people say then.
So listen.
It's human nature. We classifications.
So listen. On one end, you have a lot of people that may hear this spiritual saying, you know what I'm saying, what God has for you, you know what I'm saying, the devil can't mess with it. And whatever the devil meant for you as bad, you know what I'm saying, God will turn it into good. So I say that to say this. The word nigga was meant to degrade us. We have taken that word and used it as a way to embrace each other or greet each other. My nigga.
Yeah.
In different terms. So just follow me. Just follow me. Now I understand that there's people out there that have a great disdain for the word. You know what I'm saying? Got a great disdain for being called black and everything like that, which is fine. That's to each his own. You know, but I'm with Dirty. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge, we done had this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm not gonna knock where you coming from. Never that. But at the same time, what better way? What better way than to throw something back in a motherfucker face than to take it, remold it, reshape it, redefine it, and then put it back in their face better than how they ever seen it before. Because before, when they first seen it, they was like, damn, they ain't like it. But we took it, molded it, shaped it, bro. Think about it, bro. They say Dr. Naismith is the father of basketball, right? Dr. Naismith was a white man, right? Guess who are the best players of that sport? Hello?
Yeah.
Black people. Black people. We known to take shit and redefine that shit. Some people who want to step away from calling ourselves black, we need to understand the things that we have accomplished under being tagged as black people. We done accomplished some shit. It ain't all fucking bad. God damn. Is it all bad? Tell me. Is it all bad? Somebody tell me right now it's all bad. If it's all bad, tell me right now that it's all fucking bad. That's
what happened when you continue to let other people define you. They can't define us. We should define our fucking selves.
The reason why it would be hard as hell to get 30 million, 40 million, just 1 million, to get 500 niggas in the same room to say they're not black. Nigga, the reason why it be so hard is because deep down, there's still a fucking pride that's swimming down in there. That's why we take the time out to say some of the things that we say, because we know that there's a pride down there inside of every black man, every African American Nubian queen that's walking around this motherfucker. Even though we might not show it on a daily basis, and we might not treat ourselves like that on a daily basis, it's still a sense of black pride deep down. That's why
I agree with everything you just said.
To not say
except that
shit,
last part. I agree with everything you just said except that last part. It's not a racial pride, bro. That's why we place these fraternal organizations.
No. Yeah. What I'm saying, I was saying that to agree with the point of you saying
I
that
agree with everything you said. Yeah.
no, listen, when you said about the how think about the chances of getting 300 million people, black people, to say that they're not black, to say I'm not black. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying that regardless of still, it's a lot of things that we do, a lot of our actions and shit like that is fucked up, but still deep down, nigga, there is a sense of, now some motherfuckers just don't know how to motherfucking present that shit. They just act ignorant, always gonna side with the winners like that.
They gonna side with the winners, the people in the winning position. They always gonna side with the winners over the black people struggle. Tell me about it, Knowledge.
Yeah, with all due respect to the fullest, all that shit is some bullshit, some high powered bullshit. You know what I'm saying? High powered. And let me tell you why. I know some people right now, 60 years old, still hollering, "What up, cuz? What up?" You know, cuz this, blood this. They got pride in that shit to the day they die. They have pride in it. So
they place it over their racial pride. So that's what I'm saying.
Why did you go to a negative example though? Why did you go to a negative? Why did you go to a negative example?
Hold on, God damn it, it's my turn.
I'm just asking the question.
God damn it, it's my turn. It's my turn.
Why did you go to a negative example?
God damn it, it's my explanation right now.
Okay.
So back on what I'm popping. All right, so yeah, so if you can say anything you believe in, but if in the Bible they can say that Jesus was a person with skin of burnt gold and hair of wool, if I look in the mirror and see that I am brown skinned, why do I have to lie just because somebody else says you are black? Now, if you want to go to a geographical place, if you want to say these people that look like this, that had non-ether hair, if you want to give great scientific explanations for exactly who you talking about, you're not going to confuse me when I can look in the mirror and somebody else say, nah, you this. No, bitch, I'm not that. I'm brown. And there's several different complexions of brown. Ish is the darkest person of us. He's still a chocolate colored brown. His shirt is black. There's two different things. So people can stay stuck in the reasoning behind whatever. If you choose to remain in ignorance, that is you that's ignoring the fact. I'm not ignoring no fact. I'm brown, and can't nobody else make me say that I'm anything else different. Now, I know what y'all mean from y'all hearts when y'all say we all black people. We all know that we brothers and sisters that come from mothers, that we all from the same. Man, I learned yesterday that in our original time, there was no such thing as the word cousin. Your cousins were your brothers and sisters. So who hate this language that defined us to where we start separating our brothers and sisters and calling them cousins? A lot of people in Africa say, "What's up?"
Do you still call your cousins?
No, I don't. Real life, word life.
But let me ask you this right quick, though. Let me ask you this right quick. You believe in manifestation, right?
Definitely. Likewise.
Right. So manifesting, like willing things to happen, shit like that, right?
Most definitely.
Am I right?
Most definitely.
So listen. So if in my mind, right, I can sit here and think about something and think about something and think about something and think about something so much that it'll happen, right? Why can't my point of view of a word just be as is?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Far as in, you saying I can manifest I can turn my life around. I can make my life go into a certain direction if I just focus and meditate and ponder on it and focus and just keep focusing on it, I can make that happen, right? But I can't just simply say, shit. Yeah, they call us black as disrespect, but shit, fuck that. If I can manifest something into happening in my life, then my words right now saying that my black skin or my brown skin, you see what I'm saying? However you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then at the end of the day, it's like this. You can say you're brown. You can say you're light skin. You can say you're mocha caramel complected. You can say you're whatever complected, right? But a lot of things that's gonna still be the same. Like when you die, like say something happened. Oh man, 40-some-year-old black man. Say you get in a car wreck. Oh, 38-year-old black man. It's still gonna be some reminders, but at the same time, that's all I would say at the end of the day. Everybody, you gonna have your own way of thinking. So if you want to say you brown, that's fine. But understand, society has a way of grouping your ass back into the same fucking group that you trying to pull away from.
Real shit. Hey, people have an overwhelmingly desire to be an individual. We can't see a common unity. We can't even classify ourselves as the same. So they're going to continue to classify us as something different. So as long as we do that, I don't give a fuck what we call ourselves, as long as togetherness in a united front. But let me introduce y'all to the homie. This Sir BJ, man. This knowledge is key up right here on the top left with the rag on the side. This Tiller Ish on North Carolina. He from Dallas, Texas. This the homie Sir BJ. He from Oklahoma City.
What's up, God body? What's happening with you?
What's up?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. What's up?
I want to reiterate on the comment that the first guy just made. Now, what I realize, and everybody should realize that it's not even a color thing. You hear me? The biggest race out here is the LGBT community. You hear me? When you look at that shit, you hear me? The black race and the white race it's not a race thing. It's a have-nots, a have-nots. You got black people that don't give a fuck about black people, no matter what they got or what. It's a financial bracket. You know what I mean? And slavery still exists. And now we done been brainwashed so much that we follow along the guidelines and we don't even question. Now we say, oh, that's a broke nigga, or that nigga come from that nigga bad seed, and you got Hispanics doing the same thing to they people, and you got white people even doing the same thing they people. When people take the statistic, the worst thing ever is that when the government allowed us to have assets like the constitutional right to public knowledge, you hear me, and the statistics, and when they do the Census Bureau, when you look at this shit, the biggest recipients of fucking welfare and Medicaid is depending on what state you is. You know, of course, the Midwest around this way, it's more black people doing better than the average white motherfucker. But they don't show that. You hear me? But and that ain't even from doing illicit shit. You hear me? The thing is, when it comes to that shit, you hear me? It don't consist of a color thing no more. When we look at it, we be out, you know, black people this, black. When you seen that Black Lives Matter shit, you seen so many white motherfuckers endorsing that shit and running with, and whether a black motherfucker pointing out and say, you the reason why we going to do a lot of shit, they embrace it. You hear me? And my thing is, that just showed that it's not a financial thing. It's who got the biggest voice, you hear me? And who gonna stand behind whatever they say. For who you are now, you hear me? Hispanic, you say something about the LGBT community, you got enough minorities in that group, you got enough Hispanics in that group, and Caucasians in that group, you got enough Asians in that group. Any ethnic background you can think consists of that melting pot. You hear me? And the thing is, that ain't nothing but the devil, or whatever religion you believe in, you know, whether Muslim, pure Christianity, Baptist religion, all of them find homosexuality. You hear me? So my thing is, when you think of that, the biggest and we downplay it, but in a minute that shit gonna be on the ballot. You hear me?
Straight
Real
the
shit.
fuck
promise.
up, man.
Real
I
shit.
can dig
God
that,
body.
Chuck. I can
God
dig
mother.
that.
Real shit.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that insight, man. Let's give y'all a little something from the ghetto prophets in the community. You hear me?
Person that's knocking me down, give me food, religion, or anything. I'm not listening to nothing you saying because it's only to control me. I'm aware of that. I think we all are, but everybody's pussy. That's the problem. Fear is implemented. It's a program to stop us from making our dreams come true. And most of the things we're scared of never happen until you think about it so much that you manifest it. You know, when you're sitting around thinking about shit you're scared of, that means you're not doing nothing about it. Because when you're doing shit, you ain't thinking about the past. You're thinking about what's in front of you. You know? So if you got time to reflect, that's too much time. You should be working. Too much time reflecting is sucker shit to me. That's licking your wounds. I'd rather fight. And that's what I want to be famous for, fighting. I don't want to be famous for rapping. I don't want to be famous for acting. I want to be famous for kicking some fucking ass to those that deserve it and helping people that I love.
Yeah.
I can dig that, man. So just like I said, a little insight on a couple of the brothers, man, that you know, contribute a lot to the community as far as creation. The whole story when the narrative is controlled by the program. You hear me? So like I say, the brothers and sisters with the collegiate mind, although they groom their mind, they're grooming their mind for corporate America. It's not for the have-nots. You hear me? It's a capitalism thing. And right now, we don't seem to see any value in ourselves as people. We don't seem to see any value in ourselves. So everybody else can come to you. Do you know what these Asians make off of the black hair alone? 100% of our women is buying hair from the Asians, and we ain't getting nothing from that. We don't see nothing the matter with that shit. We don't see nothing the matter with us giving all of our money to people who don't look like us because we haven't been taught racial pride in black economics. But we've been taught these fraternal organizations. I'm Q dog. I'm a Christian. I'm a Muslim. I'm Metunet or everything. It doesn't matter what you call yourselves as long as it's something different. This is in 2022, the consciousness, the African American consciousness. We still don't seem to realize that we have to work together as a unit. Everybody wants to create a statue of themselves. This is my way is correct. This is the way you should do it. Follow me. I'm Jesus Christ. I'm Moses. Man, we got to get a collective order, putting our resources together to collect our resources economically, educationally, politically, for community and social development, as well as military development. Because as you can see, every time we build something up, they are come to knock it down. History has showed you this. This is historically speaking, this is factual. So does the colleges go ahead, bro?
Peace to the guy right here, man. I appreciate you for coming up tonight. Sport business. Hey, because what he already saying and what you played Dame Dash say right after that, it lined up. Fear is the biggest oppression. It ain't about no color. Like we keep saying this and this and that, but people using everything that you could use with words to unite now, people use the words to break it. They use the words to break it. So if we're not talking about a geographical complex to where I can touch, help each one to teach one, help build and mold right now. I'm not talking about in the past. I'm talking about what the fuck we doing right now. I'm not gonna keep being shit by thinking in words just because people said you this. Fuck now. When I look in the mirror, I'm brown. I'm not black. So you can call whatever that. I'm just not gonna agree with some shit just because the world say agree with that shit. But however, whatever I can do to help unite people, I'm with that shit. I'm with.
Hey,
I don't speak
if you
to, but with three separate. You got it. You got it.
Listen. If you ever see me cut you off, and not intentional, it's because you're saying all the right shit, bro. And I'm like a little kid when you hear somebody saying something, you better jump in. Dig this. It goes back to what Dirty said. You hear me? And let's get off the scale. The average nigga, you hear me? When he gets some, the average black man, when he gets some money, first thing he thinking is how good his money's put in the closet. You can have 1 million motherfuckers coming at him with business propositions and shit like that, and your first thing you think is, why would I invest with this man in something? And it's a dream. You hear me? When he don't understand it, he don't really forget that the fact that when he had that one zip or whatever he had to start with, it came with a dream. He pictured having that a cup of tea or whatever he think that was gonna make him be happy. You hear me? Now, a black man with that money, he'll let a white man talk him to investing into a record company, talk him into investing into apartment building, and that if you check the stats, I say facts, the average drug dealer from Nicky Barnes to all of them, they all did business and had legal standings in a small little corporation, department, and they all had white partners. You hear me? That for some reason it's been not for some reason over the years they've been indoctrinated that we don't know business like we should. That if this white man can pick this paper and say any words over our head, then he know what he's talking about. You hear me? And it's been a downfall of the average business entrepreneur that without any illicit input, and the one that had pipe dreams, because the man ain't got his name on it, how this nigga's room, because he got to watch everybody. But the thing is, when it comes to that, like you said, collectiveness. If you got someone, no matter the origin of the money, if you can get enough people that collectively come together financially, then there's no limit to the black dollar. But the thing is, though, the biggest thing is collectiveness. Like Dirty said, and you said, you got a better chance of talking to somebody to invest in. You can imagine anything, but then something that get a fast turn. You hear me?
I agree with what you just said, and I agree with what Knowledge said, but I disagree with the everybody's equal, everybody's self. This is statistically speaking, man. And these people ain't gonna respect us until we start standing in front about these this racial equality, these matters that the African American community refuses to act like they don't see. You hear me? So when we act like we don't see that shit, we fuck around, we be ignorant in our teachings, then we start having children. And then we acting like the kids is lost. We can't blame the kids for being lost. We're not teaching them shit. We're not coming up, we're not acknowledging the racial inequality in African American community. Oh, we say, why do you keep talking about that? I say, I'm gonna keep talking about that as long as we're in a position of subservience. You hear me? As long as we got to keep coming to these motherfuckers for jobs, for housing, for schooling. Exactly. We are in a position for subserviency. So this is how long I'm gonna keep complaining about these motherfucking issues. You know what I mean?
You know your boy I talk fast. I think it's along the line we got lost because everything you were saying, I totally agree with. That was the last part what I was saying. There is no way that we're gonna have a voice unless we have an equal financial input for us black people that's prominent enough to say. You hear me? Like even with that, if a few years back, Diddy tried to make the move and get into the NFL. He did it as one man, as one man. But if he did it at a conglomerate, more than one financial figure of black stand like Oprah or motherfuckers that's gonna come with him, they wouldn't have to deny him that. You hear me? The thing is, it's collectively. It's true. The average motherfucker when he get money, he think about me and my team. You hear me? Me and my family. You hear me? He don't think about things as a collective. And when you think about it, to reiterate what you said, no matter what we do, you can only be so black in America. You hear me? I don't give a fuck how much we push the line. You hear me? Even the toughest Muslim, you ain't seeing Farrakhan riding around in nothing but a Cadillac. The print presses that they put in the paper on, they got to be made by Xerox or something like that. So you can only be so black. You hear me? Even he can't put no electricity in none of them mosques without going to OG&E like everybody else. So today, black people start getting some agriculture standings, some stock in its utility. Mothers that rather buy stock in Amazon than try to buy stock in stuff that's going to not depreciate. You know, shit that you can get what's on the stock market. Motherfuckers collectively buy grocery stores, you hear me? And collectively buy a motherfucker like Oakland. The mothers don't know that the health food store is a privately owned chain. People go to all these little natural grocers, you hear me? And it's a privately family owned chain. And I can't think of a standing black entrepreneur that owns a chain of grocery stores. You hear me? Probably since the last time that was going on, probably locally in the 30s and 40s, maybe Tate something like that. You hear me?
We don't got shit. We don't got no African American grocery store in every neighborhood, because every time we start talking about black economics, we start talking about everybody else shit. You hear me? When I can assure you, everybody else ain't worried about your fucking money, because statistically we have been left out. This ain't no fucking opinionated shit. You hear me? So, bro, we gotta make a stand and stand up against oppression in every which way, form, or fashion, bro. Because we don't mind dehumanizing our youth. Let us start talking about rap music. We turn our back on that shit. You hear me? We turn our back. We turn our back on our kids. You hear me? We turn our back on that shit. You hear me? But man, we don't got nothing to say about the goddamn. So like
and when we say grocery store,
hold on, let me play this little segment from the brothers.
As Jesse Lee Peterson has so effectively done in his career, is they can identify with the power structure. They can identify with white racism, and they can carve out a niche for themselves by defending the racism that is attacking black people, as opposed to defending black people against that racism. A black man in America who does not stand up for his people and in turn aligns himself with the structure that is eating away at the opportunities of black people can go very far in this country. Senator Tim Scott is an example. Jesse Lee Peterson is an example. And we will continue to create these types of personalities, Sister Tammy, if we don't come up with the code, and if the black community doesn't start holding its members accountable for dysfunction.
Man, what y'all brothers think about that last passage the brother just said, man?
Hey, think about this. Where I remember seeing like an NBA star or a former NBA player like Steven Jackson talking about checking in when he go to LA and shit like that he gotta check in. Or he chooses to check in when he go to Chicago or something like that with some of the guys that surround there. You know who you never hear about going back, sliding through the hood and checking in with nobody? LeBron James. You don't never hear him talk about checking in and shit like that. Why? Because he get paid to stay away. He get paid to come back in when he do come back. Yeah, they gonna make sure he's straight. They'll shut the whole city down. You feel me?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Jordan.
Yeah.
See, these are some of the guys he didn't name some of the athletes. You see what I'm saying? Like
let me now, who as them as an individual, as a man, if they're standing on integrity, dignity, not pride, you hear me, and morals and origin. The most important is origin. Them niggas know where they came from. How the fuck they gonna let somebody dictate how you fuck with your people? You hear me? There's no way for that. And my thing is, morally, no matter how much you think that you can be persuaded by anything, what's a Benz in Beverly Hills? What's a Lambo in Beverly Hills? Any nigga that ever had anything, whether going to school, the only people that you really want to see is the people that you came from. You hear me? That chain, that ring, everybody got a chain in Beverly Hills. Everybody got a chain when you're in Brentwood. Now, if you disassociate yourself from the block, you hear me? Then okay, you ain't gonna have a loan for them things. But you a real street nigga and you come from that, how you ain't gonna miss your peoples? How you ain't gonna want your people to have something? So if the white man or society or corporate America can elude that motherfucker away from where he come from, he an idiot. Because I can name a gang of motherfuckers that done crossed over to the corporate race, and then when they got that money, they said, kiss my ass, and they showed them something. You hear me? From Dave Chappelle, facts on record. From Shaq, facts on record. You hear me? And I can go on and on. Mothers that play ball, you hear me? Mothers thought they was dumb. They played games, and then they wriggled it. They played with the stocks, and then they wriggled it. With corporate America, when it comes to that back to what we said, fuck local grocery stores. We talking about people conglomerate sneaking up in these stocks like the white people do. They don't listen. Before you know it, this is how motherfuckers do it. They buy so many stocks off of Amazon, buy so many stocks off. You give a good 5-10 years of that, you got a majority stake. You pop up at the state board, the board meeting, you got something to say. You hear me? If you got a gang of people collectively buying stocks over the years, if you got, they're not gonna let you monopolize. But if you got so many different groups buying these many stocks, and then say in 5 years these people come together, a controlling interest in any type of corporation going on, and they can't do nothing about it. You hear me? If these one shares be turned over to this one corporation, that majority rules in that company, whether they want to or not. They go for Walmart and Sam's Club and anything. If it's African American, even if it's I'm going to use the NWC, it can be like they do for shell companies, small little companies buying so many amount of shares over here. You in the 5 years, 50% interest, 30% interest. You hear me? And that's in just things that if you got general money and we starting and people ain't expecting. Listen, the problem when people do things collectively, everybody's expecting a return. If people put this money in and let it grow and actually see the money go to work, you hear me? Then the possibility is endless. And if you think I'm lying, look at what these fools doing with this weed.
I heard you.
Everybody want to come together for the weed.
I heard you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I heard you.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it, but
I heard you speak on Amazon and how people rather invest in Amazon or buy stock in Amazon. Yeah. I say this. Look at this. Check this out. Check out the method to the madness, right? So since we starting out as a whole with a lesser amount. So for one, sometimes I feel like when we having these conversations, we trying to somehow speak to these rich motherfuckers to do the type of investing that we feel like they should do. And in all actuality, it's the motherfuckers that's kind of okay. So look, check this out. Since we're starting with a smaller amount, there's nothing wrong with investing in a company like Amazon that will give you a quick turnover.
Not at all.
See what I'm saying? So what you do? Hold on. So what you do is you start taking some of that quick return, reinvest it, get it again, but you reinvest in the saver, and then you shoot for one of them long-term investments that's gonna give you what you need, the grocery store and shit like that. How you trying to creep in and get the grocery store? It got to be a method to the madness. You see what I'm saying? Because since we will often be starting off with a small amount of money, right? And people still have to live. You understand? So it's cool with investing, but you gotta make sure that you're doing smart investments. What type of investments what type of investment is for what? A short-term investment is to actually get something kick-started off. That's really your kickstart.
My 2-second reiteration. That's my part of I talk fast, bro, because I know what I was saying. When I was saying 95% is what I say it. Listen, what I was saying is exactly what you're saying. I would just and you just answered the question. Just think one person investing in Amazon on a small level. Say he banned $1,500 worth of shares or something like that. We talking about one person. I was talking about if corporations, black corporations, buy these stocks as a whole. He buying them over here. Everybody buying them. I'm not talking about the person. I'm talking about this corporation is out there buying stocks. You hear me? Now people don't know. Now only stocks that's not open to the public, like utility companies, but anything else, you hear me? If it can be done, if you got X amount of millionaires, not even that, a couple of.
You are a corporation. You are a corporation. Dirty is a corporation. I'm a corporation.
You answered that
we
question.
Are corporations.
But I'm talking. We're talking about on a global scale for us black people, for us to have a controlling interest in one of these companies. Jimmy, if we like they do, like they secretly, like Trump known for secretly buying stocks before you know he done popped up at the chlorine, and he got a controlling interest, and you never knew that these companies were owned by that. Black people got a creep because they ain't giving it to us. You know? And now,
we continually, we always want to invest in we didn't want to invest in them motherfuckers instead of invest in self. That's a big problem in the African American community. We'll take motherfuckers to be multi-millionaires and then go invest. Let's use like Rick Ross. He got $1 million. You got more than enough money to build, employ, incorporate, and do all that shit. Now you go invest in Wingstops instead of investing your own people where you can create jobs for people who look like you and get your own shit. Why do we always try to buy their shit instead of create our own shit? You hear me? That's the problem with the collegiates, the collegiate African American mind with this indoctrination controlling the narrative. Like I say, this is a Black Greek philosophy, and their philosophy are standing on top of it. So we can't take 40 million strong in American. 40 million African Americans. Why we can't take $10 a piece? What's that? 40 million times $10. That's $400 million. So let's control African American affairs. Why we can't come together to do that? Because we too different.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the black,
everybody want to be a boss.
So when you talk about the Black Greek fraternities and stuff like that, right? Do you think they would be more effective if they wasn't up under the umbrella of Greek?
Absolutely.
Fraternity?
Yes.
So if it was just so maybe we need to hashtag Black fraternity or something. Drop the Greek or something. You know what I'm saying?
What? That's how they say. Let us use our lose our European identities and actually start getting to our cultural roots.
I mean,
are you crazy?
I don't see why not. Hey, why not? Why not? When you know you got a female, you got one of them females that's into Egyptiology, or however the fuck you say that shit.
The truth is, the people that have, you got have and have nots. The haves don't see any value in the have nots, and unfortunately, we are a lot of have nots. They don't see any value, so don't look to any help for these Negroes. Don't look to any help. You have to organize it yourself.
And that's what I mean by I'm a corporation, you're a corporation, he a corporation. That's what I mean by that.
He just reiterated. I said that in the beginning. If you remember when I first started, you just said the have eat and have not. And what race are those, Dirty?
Everybody.
Exactly. Listen, for every situation. For every situation in the ghetto, it became recruiting over years. For every situation in the ghetto, for every person that's been black, mama been raped, on drugs, you got 20 niggas lined up ready to say, I don't care, I done been through that, I can make it, you can make it too. I don't want to hear that. You hear me? For every Mexican saying I done been through this, I came to the border, I got my green card, it's about 20 of them. I got my green card, I swear to my business, I'm not illegal, go back on. You hear me? So the thing is, it's not like it's the have you, the have not. You got more niggas lined up ready to persecute niggas because they've been brainwashed, and more white people. Fuck you. Listen, look on YouTube. You'll see white people going in on other white people called rednecks and crackers. Get the fuck up out of here. I'm like, whoa. You hear me? It's not. Listen. They so cold and stole everything for. They even try to steal slavery and racism for. They feel like they got a reason to segregate racism now to a point where y'all can't be racist no more. We can say be racist toward this. Where my thing is, they put themselves in a situation where for anybody, any neighborhood that you move into, any job that you may want, Okay, you almost got there, but you need a BA. Are you almost got this job, but you got eviction? Or you almost got this job? You almost can move in this neighborhood, but you don't make 3 times this amount of money. You hear me? So when you put that shit in place, it's really like you said, the have-yous, the have-nots. You got it or you don't. You hear me?
And the haves, the people that haves, man, these things don't got that shit. That we doing a lot of popping and stunting in front. You hear me?
Yeah,
Living our
man.
best lives. That shit is some bullshit. You hear me? Motherfuckers,
Yeah.
$350,000 houses, $60,000, $70,000. That's just a big motherfucking life of slavery. Oh, debt. You hear me? As far as actually owning shit and doing better, shit is getting worse in the African American community under this guise of it's getting better. You hear me? It's everybody's. I don't know. Is everybody fucking hypnotized, or I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. We act like we don't see this shit. You hear me? We act like we don't see the shit that's going on. We just turn on. Oh, I'm getting money. Shit, you got to do better. All right, man. Shit, man.
Yeah.
If we're not gonna stand up to this shit, you hear me?
Hey, that's all motherfuckers. That's all motherfuckers saying when they start getting money. That's all motherfuckers say when they start getting money.
Lazy.
Do better. Do better.
You niggas lazy. You niggas bad.
You gotta work
harder. And they don't even got the money that you think they popping like a mother. They don't got money like that. You hear me? It look good, bro.
Yeah.
America is the place where you got the best dress of poverty, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
See, but the thing is, when it comes to that, when you got a motherfucker, when you got a motherfucker that come from nothing, you hear me? Unfortunately, when you take away the gold and take away the little clothes and all that type of shit, how do you ever in your life feel like you're doing better than the next month, feel accomplished? You hear me? And when it comes to that, you hear me? It's different when a motherfucker, say for instance, our origin. We never know. Mother make okay, who got the best guard? It's in anybody's nature. You hear me? I don't care what race you is, to shine. You hear me? But when you in your situation where you're prospering off the next motherfucker, or they belittle, then it's a problem. You hear me? You got the next motherfucker, and it ain't got to be from listen. You got a nigga that can be selling dope, and rather than put the next nigga on, he rather serve him. You got a motherfucker that could be at this job, and he could be the manager, and rather than promote a few motherfuckers, so he won't be the only the ethnic motherfucker, he won't promote motherfucker that he feels should be able to be friends with them. So it's not the each one teach one. The torch, the door open. I'm gonna leave the door open. You come in. That's just a myth, man.
Well,
you know what
everybody can't be put on.
Exactly.
Everybody can't be put on, and everybody ain't fit to be no goddamn manager. Point blank and simple. It's certain.
Exactly.
Not with the nation.
Not with the nation. How we doing it right now? We're looking for a leader of a nation instead of a nation of leaders. You hear me? This leadership training and these good character traits can be learned. They learned abilities. You know what I mean?
What you got to do? What's the first step? What's the first step to being a good leader? What's the very first step to being a good leader?
Being a good listener.
You're a student.
Being a good student, being a good follower, you know what I'm saying, being a good learner, you know what I'm saying, being a good listener. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a sponge first. Shit, you gotta be a sponge. You gotta be able to soak that shit in first. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to take in shit before you can actually leave. Shit, you gotta be able to go. You gotta be in some places before you can just lead a motherfucker. You can't just be a motherfucker just from nowhere. You been shit. Well, I'm from Winston-Salem, so you been in Winston-Salem all your life, and you want me to listen to you about a whole bunch of shit around the world and shit that be going on in different states, and you've never lived there.
Yeah.
But I've lived in different states, and I can tell you from experience how certain shit go. So why would I take my advice on what be going on in different states if you never ever lived somewhere else? Never ever been. You can't lead me like that.
Yeah.
You can't lead me like that. Shit, you know what I'm saying? A goddamn fisherman can teach you how to fish. That don't necessarily mean he can teach you how to fucking hunt a damn deer.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's imperative that we get control of the narrative that's being taught to the African American community as a whole, because it's still same narrative that we do all the labor and get the less amount of the money. You hear me? This narrative is being indoctrinated, it's being taught in the public school system, in the collegiate school systems. The only people who really get good educations is basically like the motherfuckers that get these academic educations. You hear me? The Harvards and the Yales or the good school, you know, basically these other colleges, they teach you how to work for a living. You hear me? They're industrial education. These collegiate the prestigious colleges are academic education. You hear me? Where they teach us how to be corporate America. Teach the rich how to get rich, and it's all about positioning. You play basketball, you hear me, on that rebound. What's the first thing you got to do on the rebound? You hear me?
Look up. After you secure that motherfucker, look up.
Then you got to be blocking the motherfucker out. You hear me?
Yeah. Before you even think about the rebound, better block out.
You hear me? Yeah.
Move some motherfuckers out the way. Move some motherfuckers, get some motherfuckers out your way.
So shit, it's all about positioning, man. So
All
right, let's continue. Hey, just do a casual conversation with your peoples. Ask about just say black economics and I'll be goddamn if we don't start talking about everybody. You hear me? We're sick, you know. We sick, man. Everybody not sharing with us, man. We want to share with everybody, man. What the fuck? Hey, we've been miseducation of a Negro. Man. You hear me?
You know, I made a post one day, said, you know, being black is not a social club that anybody can join, and we need to start treating it as such. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be hard for us to treat it as such. You know what I'm saying? When we have so many people that can't identify with you, can't identify, don't want to identify. You see what I'm saying? Because of yes, we are a diverse community, but too much diversity can be a motherfucking problem.
Division.
You see what I'm saying? You got
too much diversity
is division.
It's division, man. Goddamn. What the fuck do we do together, man? Goddamn. You hear me? Shit. All this tribe, everybody want to be this. I'm telling you, everybody want to create statues of their goddamn self. This God spell they got us under. You hear me? The science story is different. It's a different story. The alpha or the omega, it tells it's so we got to learn. We got to place our racial indoctrinations over our fraternal organizations for us to get somewhere as a community of people, as a race of people. We have to place our racial profiling over our fraternal profiling. You hear me? We wear this badge of honor, Christianity or Islam or the gangs or whatever the fuck, like it's a badge of honor. We wear that shit proudly.
Right.
Why we don't do that with our race? Because when we start doing that, we'll start wearing that we one in the same. We one in the same. He can't do you like that without doing me like that. You hear me? First off, we got to teach value. If we're talking about the definition of this is black, so why would we continue to acknowledge that definition when they consider us black people? You hear me?
Right.
We're not talking about what shit. We're talking about what they consider us.
So I remember Charlemagne.
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember Charlemagne. He was on the Breakfast Club. Him and Envy was having a conversation. He just kept reiterating. So are we talking about how things are supposed to be, or how we want them to be, or how it is in reality? You see what I'm saying? We can't never get too far away from reality. You can't never get too deep with oneself when you forget that there's a bunch of motherfuckers around your ass. You know what I'm saying? That got some ill shit going on. You know what I'm saying? That's just point blank and simple. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
the reality is what the reality is. I definitely, and this is no knock to nobody. because I definitely understand that. Because yeah, when I look at my skin, that motherfucker ain't black. Shit, I got black ink on me. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, motherfuckers crack them jokes. Oh, yo, nigga, you dark as hell. Your shit don't show up. But I be goddamn. You shine some goddamn light on that motherfucker. There you gonna see it. Shit. Even if you see it right now. You know what I'm saying?
I bet you if a white person was like, you black son of a bitch, you knew he was talking about your motherfucking ass.
I will say this. I'm gonna get on KK ass too.
That.
You know, look, I'm on KK ass. I'm on knowledge ass. I'm on his ass. You know why? You know why? I'm on his ass because you know what?
God damn it.
He never said he was not black. KK, I'm on here.
No, he did say it at the end.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
When I had.
When we got to say it.
It must have been when I had to go handle my little. I had to step out.
I understand, bro. Up here with the brothers, the More Science Temple, the brothers with the goddamn Nation of Islam, the Christian. It's different schools of thought, bro. They mean that as far as nationality. You know, nationality. Black doesn't tie you into a nation of people. You hear me?
I tell you what.
Where's the land of blacks? Where's the land of blacks? That's what they mean. You know,
a white man can call himself. A white man can say he Irish. A white man can say he German. All that shit. But guess what? To us, you're a fucking white boy.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank is simple.
Period. It's simple. Some people flying so goddamn high in the motherfucker, they out of space. You know
that's what even the motherfucking the goddamn Latinos, the wetos. They're gonna be talking about the white boys. They're gonna be talking about the white boys. You see what I'm saying? Even all Latinos ain't Mexican, but a lot shit. The majority of them classified as Mexicans until then. You see?
So what do black people call it? What would you refer to ourselves as?
I don't.
You say what do we call ourselves? We call
ourselves we don't say black.
We call ourselves every fucking thing, man. Listen.
We have
an overwhelming desire. Yeah.
So
listen. What I'm saying is that what do you guys suggest that we identify ourselves with?
I'm suggesting it is what the fuck it is, not to the point, the point where it mean what the fuck it mean when they say it. Goddamn it, it is what it is. Because
people justify nigga that way.
Hey, listen at this. Hey, a horse is not a horse. We're not gonna call a horse a horse.
It's a goddamn Clydesdale. It's a goddamn stallion. It's a motherfucking horse.
It's a motherfucking horse.
Yeah, I feel you. But so my thing is
coming from when you can't see from both lenses. When you can't see from both lenses, that's when it becomes as fucked up.
Yeah, my thing is this is what I disagree with. This is what I disagree with when I explain it in an intelligent manner of how it is. You see what I'm saying? In reality, for black people to say it's just bullshit. That means just so it's like, listen, I'm respecting your thought process, and I understand that. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, when I agree to disagree,
you're not converting me. Yeah, you're not going to convert me to what the fuck you thinking.
It might grow on me.
Yeah, it might grow on me, but man, fuck off. Yeah.
But see, to a degree, that's how society get us, right? That's how society get the majority of black people, because we to ourselves are not so welcoming. We won't take each other as we are.
Yeah.
Nah, nigga, you gotta be like this or from this or be of this. Everybody and even on the continent of Africa, there was not just one people. There was different groups. Okay. It wasn't just one. It's different sex. It was different sex. Just like in a big ass group of people, you're gonna have 2 people over here be talking to each other. You're gonna have 3 people over here talking to each other. You're gonna have 5 people over here kicking back. Right? And then even within that group of 5, it's gonna be 2 in that group that's a little closer to each other than the other 3. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, not saying, you know what I'm saying, what you identify with is what you identify with, because that's on some really that's nationality, whole other type shit. You see what I'm saying? But as is face value and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? That's how we can start. If we can at least start to agree that fuck it. You know what I'm saying? They all look at us like this anyway, so fuck it. You know, not saying that. I understand they call us black people.
Let's say we Mexicans. Let's say we Mexicans, and we start talking about the Mexican dollar. You hear me? Do you think somebody gonna be on there talking about, well, what about everybody's dollars? You hear me? Do you think they're gonna be worried about everybody's money or their money? You hear me? I don't think you can worry about somebody else's money until you get control of your money. Because if you don't have control of your money, then you're gonna be counting somebody else's money. You know what I mean? So this is the situation that they have us in. This is the economic. They call it the economy, the slave labor or labor force or a job, whatever the fuck they want to call it. But when we start talking about money circulating amongst us in the community, the people who look at us like have-nots or don't identify with the norm, most of the African-American community, they're going to start pointing out situations why they're better than you. You hear me? This is the collegiate. I went to college. You hear me? Basically, when a motherfucker say that, they say you don't know shit. You hear me? I've been to college, so shit, I don't shit.
That shit right there kill a motherfucker too. That shit just,
you hear me? That's the end.
Like,
that's
like
the
really,
dunk. That's the alley-oop. That's the dunk.
Motherfucker,
like, I dunked that bitch. I went to college.
When you start saying, when they start saying that, I know that
I read this book.
They are further. Book. They are steps. The more college you got, the more book intellect and all that shit you got, the further away you are from common sense. For real, straight the fuck up. Everything has to be a complicated equation.
Everything, bro.
Everything has to be.
From normal eating habits.
I mean, that's just how. I mean, but it be like that. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Educated motherfucking fools. Goddamn it, shit. Because that's what it is. You get so book smart to where you can't even shit. Goddamn it.
You're so smart. You're so high. You're flying so high. Have you been in a plane before? You've been in a plane,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
you look outside the window. You can't see motherfuckers walking on the ground. You're flying too high. You see the shit like the planes. It just look like planes and sweeps of field. You hear me? You can't see on the ground level because you're not grounded, because you're flying too high. You hear me?
Right.
So you can't identify with the masses.
Right.
You hear me? You can't identify with ordinary people because you're extraordinary. They can understand that.
And that's all the way across the board, financially, everything. You know what I'm saying? Even intellectually, spiritually, whatever. Once you get to a certain level, you know what I'm saying? It's shit. You looking down at motherfuckers. You don't mean to. That's just what it is. But shit, it's you disconnected though. Yeah,
you disconnected like a motherfucker. God damn.
Most definitely. But man, you know what I'm saying?
Oftentimes, this is the people who have the voice of the so-called community, and they're not even a part of the community. You hear me?
Yeah.
Like I say, they're not even a part of the community, bro. You hear me? But they most of the time they have the most to say about the community. Can you survive without the internet? Can you grow food? You know, absolutely. You need land to do this shit. You need land to do this shit. I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna come in and give. I'm finna go into another motherfucking countries and give them Bibles. Hey, we used to have all the land. They used to have all the Bibles and shit. Now we got all the Bibles and they got all the land. And they tricked us, bro. You hear me? We used to have all the land, and they used to have all the Bibles, bro. They got all. Now we got all the Bibles, and they got all the land. We praise Him in the image of God. Black Greek Fraternal. We refuse to see. We don't see any value in our race. You hear me? So we're siding with the winners, the people who are winning. You hear me? Because it looks like we're losing. You hear me? Black and brown girls. It looked like we losing, right?
Right.
But all across the globe, we want to make this country great. We make this country great in the Olympics. He might watch this or somehow. Hey, loud the motherfucker in there. God damn, they breaking shit. I thought they laughed. You ain't tripping. I think them folk got down to make sure
kitchen restaurant. Sound like kitchen restaurant. Sound like restaurant kitchen.
You know, I just turned into a working man, man. I just got off work, man. I'm trying to get situated, but I couldn't miss this.
Make sure you're interested with baby, man. You hear me?
You know that's a possibility. Not tonight, though. We good.
I'm gonna get choked out. I'm gonna get beat up right now, fucking with y'all. Do you hear me? I'm getting slapped down.
Listen, hey, my reiteration that you know what the problem is when they go from up, it's going to the school. That the biggest problem is philosophy. Everybody want to have an opinion, and everybody want to answer questions about why it should be. And the worst thing ever, you got the biggest mothers. They read books like Power, and Art of Seduction, things like that. You hear me? When if the life can be summed up and how to work to the masses can be written in the book, why would they ever allow us to have it? You hear me? And you know the type of shit they say, if you want to hide anything from a nigga, put in the book. The average nigga think he's smart, he read now, but a fool with a book and nobody reiterate and tell him what's right and wrong, he dangerous. He more dangerous than the nigga ain't got the book. You hear me? Because then he read the gang of shit, a gang of opinions of the next motherfucker, he mix it together and he indoctrinate and tell the next motherfucker in jail. Yeah, so the thing is, when all boys there, like for instance, one of the power never outshine the master. You feel me? Now, if the master's worried about outshining you, then before you be a master, you got to first be a student. Before you be a student, you got to be a teacher. And when you're a master, it means you master the craft. And a master's only gift, his biggest gift, is sharing his knowledge. He ain't happy if he ain't got nobody to teach his knowledge. You hear me? And if the master is a real solidified master, you hear me? Like if you speak his name and tell people that he taught you, your people are intrigued by that and you're proud of that. You hear me? So if the master worried about the student, if the teacher, if the master is worried about being shined by the student, he wasn't a good teacher. If the student is worried about outside the master, then what would you ever thought you were learning to begin with? So self-discipline and understanding and their order is something that you lost to begin with. You feel me?
Straight like that. Knowledge is key.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Good. Rather you to join us. Baby didn't beat you up, did she? Huh?
No.
Baby didn't jump on you. Get off the goddamn. You hear me?
Yeah.
She got with
That's what. Yeah.
Baby jumped on you, baby. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, bro. It's all right, bro.
I had a few technical difficulties, man. Reset. Dropped the line real quick. See if it was working and just come back straight.
Hey,
yes.
tell this ain't no He-Man's Woman Hater Club. Tell we speaking all black truth. We ain't plotting against the women and none of that. It's all good.
Yeah.
Dirty, I just sent you a message.
Man. Oh, you did? I sure can't see it.
No, on your phone.
Oh, on the phone?
Yeah, check
okay.
it out. When you can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's why let me check them out, man. Check out the comment. Let's see what they talking about. I think I see some. I don't see the comments, the ones they talking about. You talking about on the Facebook?
Yeah, ain't nothing.
I do see like an educated fool. This is what I call people. When they so smart, they can't learn shit. You hear me?
Right.
Their education gets in the way of their learning. You hear me? You understand that? A motherfucker, it's you seen the Fresh Prince episode? Will Smith, they playing a basketball game. Man, we was fish for an all the guy. He ain't missed a shot. You hear me? But Carlton want the last shot. You hear me?
Yeah.
Carlton want to take the last. He can't hoop a lick. You hear me?
Yeah.
Carlton want the last shot, bro. We got to do that. To be good teachers, we got to be good followers, bro. I'm following tailoring in something. I'm following knowledge in something. I'm following Sir BJ in something, bro, and vice versa, bro. Right. We all teachers and we all students. We all leaders and we all followers, bro. But when it comes to the point, this division, see, bro, we got to get out of that. Them titles, bro. Don't be consumed with titles, bro. We all the same. You hear me? I don't give a fuck what you can name yourself. I'm Nation Islam. I'm mental netter. I'm Hebrew Israelites. I'm Moore Science Temple. All the white people, Christian. All the Mexican people. They see all the non-ether people of the word, the kinky herd people. They all see us the same, but we don't all see us the same. How the fuck does that happen? How the fuck does that happen?
We are not the same. I am an alien.
We have an overwhelmingly desire to be an individual. You hear me? Your heart just like this motherfuckers, man. I
don't know if the Nation Islam qualifies. Because he got them niggas trained good. Them niggas say everything they say is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad or Honorable Farrakhan. Them niggas trained good. Them niggas are knowledge. We gotta scratch them off the list. Them niggas got it good. They gonna tell you, them niggas got it good.
It ain't no different. It ain't no different than cause. Cause on the blood, you heard me? It's no difference. We place these fraternal organizations over our race.
The hood don't do it like the Nation Islam. You see what happened to Malcolm X? That nigga start saying that I know Obama, you gotta damn boot about the game. You gotta they demand before you say anything that honorable, you gotta give homage to at least a man. You know? So the thing is, if we're gonna scratch them off and go back to what we were saying, black people, I think a motherfucker shit did. Now the thing is too many people taught outside the master. When a motherfucker teach you something right, you ain't gonna. If you gonna answer it when I teach my son, every time my daddy taught me something, when I treat somebody with it, I was excited to tell them who taught me. You feel me? People ain't doing that no more. People want to take every craft as they own. Everything they do, they don't want to give homage or give acknowledgement to where it come from. You feel me? The thing is,
the organization, they sided with the LGBT community. They sided with the black community. You hear me? To push the narrative. So now they got us to work because black people were the most homophobic, according to statistics. This isn't opinionated. Once again, this is statistics.
Yeah, that's the bullshit.
So they got to crash the narratives. You hear me? You see a lot of homosexual man-hating women leading the narrative, talking about, you hear me? It's bad because they're programming our women so much to the point to where our women don't see their natural beauty as in the image of beauty. Our women have to straighten their hair. Even us as men, we have to cut our hair. You hear me? When you go to prison, they cut you bald, they humiliate you. Or you going bald, you hear me? This is humiliation. You know what I mean? Not, I'm just saying, but just hair, period. So when you go into these matters, bro, we can't just, and the women is the most educated right now. They teaching us. They in a position of leadership. 7 out of 10 African-American families, the woman is in a position of power. So they're teaching the children. And she doesn't like her natural image.
And that's a problem. Anybody that says it's a problem. That's a problem to begin with. Anybody don't see that origin, that's a problem. You feel me? That's a problem. You hear me? And the thing is, when it all boils down to it, is too many women thinking they can raise men. And it's too many men thinking that they don't have to be there for their daughters. You hear me? So my thing is, if it go back to what religion you it go back to a seed and natural. Or when you plant something, if you don't nourish it, if you don't watch what it take in, if you don't watch what type of exposure it get, then how the fuck you what you get? They go from anything. And the problem is with black, anything we touch, we bring flair or pizzazz to it. You hear me? Even with homosexuality, these motherfucking fags been having. Listen, they even way back in the 30s and 50s, they've been having homosexual brothels for these white men, these gay lawyers and shit. But nigga, just like with anything a black person touch, if we didn't be, we gonna take it to the max. You got these niggas with the drag queen and the makeup and the hair. White people ain't never been to have the audacity to be that bold. You feel me? So
they so good. They so good. If a bridge too pretty, you gotta be like, God damn, is this a man? You hear me? They that good. They tricking niggas like that, bro.
They got motherfuckers so brainwashed. If you look at American Top Model, it's niggas teaching bitches how to walk.
Yeah.
On American Top Model, if you look at the model, RuPaul and all these fags is sitting on the platform telling these women they're not women enough. Telling you ain't shaking enough, you ain't walking enough. Ain't that a bitch? You hear me? See, but this is something that's been accepted as a whole. That's one of the highest rated shows on Bravo when you look at it. You hear me? You got motherfuckers, regular motherfuckers, not even gay motherfuckers want to watch this shit. You hear me? And they go from the Peabody and anything else. You hear me? I remember when I was running this, I'm not that old. You hear me? But
I'm victim. I started watching the show. I like, God damn, it's called Pussy Valley. I ain't seen a pussy yet. You hear me?
Yeah.
I ain't seen a pussy yet on there.
They give you just enough to keep you tied in.
Man, they showing, man. They showing the graphic scenes with the men. You hear me? They showing graphic shit, bro. They sliding the shit in like a. You hear me?
I ain't seen it. I ain't seen a pussy get things I get. Really.
Hey, like what's that shit? Stop your. What's that shit? I spit on your grave. I like a rough. I'm an Irishman. Damn. That's the shit.
No, I ain't seen that. That's a little bit too much,
shit, bro. It is, but that's the shit that's being passed on, and they got this in the line with the Black Lives Matter movement. You hear me?
Yeah.
You know who leading the Black Lives Matter movement is two homosexual African American women. Now, listen
I seen it.
This is a mega movement, a mega movement. Do you hear me? What is this about teaching the kids? We on the rappers. You hear me?
Yeah.
But hey, let's not talk about that shit. That'll get you shut down. Let's destroy you. Let's destroy you, bro. Let's shit on our motherfucking kids. Talking about rap music in the program. We refuse to acknowledge. We have to instill self-love. We've been taught so much self-hate. We've been taught to hate our skin, our hair. We got to instill self-love. You hear me? We've been taught to grit on each other instead of greed. We've been taught to mug. I've been taught to mug Tiller. I've been taught to mug knowledge. I've been taught to mug Sir BJ. You hear me? I ain't been taught to, hey, bro, what you doing? Hey, my name is Wooty Woo. Hey, how you doing? What are you doing? You hear me? I remember me coming up as a youth. A motherfucker asked my name. Hey, nigga, don't say my motherfucking name, nigga. Shit.
Yeah.
For real. Like, they don't say my motherfucking name, nigga. You hear me? This is how the youth is being programmed. You hear me? And we just keep I don't know, man. We definitely have problems that we have to work out with no sight and where to start. But shit. God damn. Hey, what's up, man? Tell me about it. Shit.
It's going down.
Hey, it's going down. Shit.
Yeah. Hey, I say all that complaining shit. That's all the complaining shit. That shit is not necessary. It does no good. Like you living in the.
It's not a complaint. It's a grievance. It's a grievance. Yeah,
it's a complaint.
It's a grievance.
What's the difference? What I'm saying. What's the difference? What's the difference?
It's a grievance. It's a big.
What's a grievance? What is a grievance?
It's a form. Let's look at the definition. What is the definition of grievance? It's the same thing. You was.
All right, okay. All right.
But it's the way. It's the way how you use
God
it.
damn
It's how you use
it, it's my turn.
Interpretation.
Yeah.
Listen, this is correct, nigga. You did Google word. What if Google was lying to us? Huh?
Man, I'm telling you. Come on now.
Yeah,
All right.
we just trust the white man. Fuck Google and Alexa. Could be lying to us.
You're right. But we gotta divide the shit by. Go ahead.
In the beginning of the day, there was a us before us. There gonna be a us after us. Are we gonna leave the planet that we in a better place or a worse place than when we came in this motherfucker? This just what I'm saying. If you're not making things better, you're making them worse. At the end of the day, I'm not teaching my kids you was a slave, because I know they had a beginning before slavery. So why would I start their beginning as slavery if I know that their brilliance went way beyond that?
The school gonna teach you. You ain't gotta teach. The school gonna teach you. You ain't gotta teach.
Hey, you're right. Hey, he right about that shit. Real shit. But we can encourage that part, or we can teach them ourselves. That's up to you if you don't teach your kids.
So you saying you won't? So you saying you won't, or you're not just gonna start there? You saying you're not? You saying you won't, or you're not gonna start right there?
I ain't never started right there. I ain't never.
No. Okay, maybe you don't.
They talking about Tyler
when
Perry.
When you said not teaching your kids about being slaves. Are you saying you're not going to teach them that at all, or you just not going to start? Because I heard you say you're not. You said something about starting right there, and it's like shit. You know that their history started.
What I'm saying is this. I seen my child's being born. I seen them being born. I seen them crawl. I seen them crawl to where they pulled up on tables, bumped their head and shit trying to walk. To one day they just start walking. I seen the progressions. So with all those progressions, I never placed limitations on them. So when they go to school, they gonna know when somebody lying to them, or when something is makes them feel uneasy, and they gonna come to me and we gonna talk about it, because we talk about these things. I send them to school on a higher vibration. We practice meditation. My son has never eaten meat a day in his life. He think he's the fastest person in the world. I'm just saying, I don't put limitations on them. When you begin to agree, hold on, bro. When you begin to agree or compliment a system that you know is fucked up, but then not only do you let your kids go through these things, you don't even prepare them for it in 2022. You're not even preparing them for something that you know they finna go through. Like, under no circumstance. You're right. The school is gonna teach them, but we responsible to teach them before it even get to that. We know what's popping with that.
So you saying you will, but just not. That won't be the first thing you teach them, right?
Listen, I'm a father.
Correct on that? I just want to make sure I'm correct on that. I just want to make sure I'm correct on you saying you're just gonna make sure that they understand that our ancestors had a history before that slavery shit came, right? Basically, am I right?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, most definitely
instead of just not saying nothing, or just like I'm just gonna try to push that shit off. Okay, the reason why I'm asking, because they got Tyler Perry saying that he's just gonna try to hold off as long as possible, even having the race talk with his son. He's 7 years old, which I understand the age.
That's like most
thing.
That's the nigga thing.
But we also
exist.
Right. We also know that there's more than enough 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds out
we
here
talking about
that understand that know the ramifications of racism. You see,
we don't want to follow a nigga that said he been touched by his uncle when he was 8 years old, more than one time. He said, and he grew up in the ghetto. I don't want to hear no shit, no opinion or nigga like that. I got a game question for him. But I want my other brother to reiterate what he said on his kids, you know, putting on limitations. Cause I got a lot of kids, hear me? And my thing is one thing that you're talking about the history that you enlighten them on your version of it, you hear me? Now my thing is when you talk about don't put no limitations, when you talking about far as what in different for as a parental, for my version, what different type of categories do you mean don't put in limitations? As far as discipline and everything else, I want to hear how you wrote.
So you said, what do I mean by no limitations?
You say you don't put no limitations on your kids. You're meaning that I got what you said as far as the expansion and you enlighten them and yourself on history. Okay, I got that. What do you mean now limitations for how about the exposure towards other situations in the household and how they verbally respond to things that you. I'm gonna know what do you mean? Reiterate a little bit more. No limitation.
Yeah. So no limitations. Like I say, when you see the progressions, just like I'm not gonna say an animal because you do have an animal carnal nature and then you got a higher nature. So if you practice with your kids like small little breathing techniques when they 3 years old, where they breathing in for 4 seconds and then holding their breath for 4 seconds, then breathing out for 4 seconds. They'll become calm. You'll start seeing stuff in them. They'll start trying to do backflips. A lot of different things that happen. So the mama's gonna try to tell them not to do it, but the daddy is gonna be the one. Damn, this shit here be tripping, man.
I'm
hold on, bro. God damn.
Yeah.
All right. So my bad, bro. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This shit, boy. It be doing the most. I know what they're trying to do. Yeah. I know what they're trying to do. Yeah. Bro. Yeah. But yeah, bro.
Reiterate a little bit more. You hear me? I'm now. Listen. I know you.
Yeah. God body. All right. God body.
Yeah.
Word life. All right. So the balance between the mother and father has been missing for so long. Real warrior, but intelligent, humble men. The art of really being men has been lost. And there's a lot of things we're not really ready to admit or deal with on higher levels. So when I say practice no limitations, I'm only saying the greatest version of them. I never tell them they bad. I only tell them you great. If he say he faster than Sonic, I encourage him to think like that. I just don't put
it. Okay. That's what I want. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. See, my thing is, the worst thing ever, and I hate, and another one of my brothers on the phone, he had his opinion. That the average black man it's a myth that we all go to jail at a young age. No, you can do what you do, and you don't hit. And if you're crappy, you sometimes you get your whatever your whooping or whatever fuck you that late in the game. You know? Now the thing is though, when you got responsibilities out here, you don't miss nothing unless you have something out there. You hear me? A family or something like that. The first thing ever is when you build a family and the support on a family on a list of activities. You hear me? So the thing is, when you away from something and you see it's one thing when you hear are you there? You choose not to be there. When you're away from something and you see the growth in something, you hear me? And you see all the little bad tricks that you had, and you knew that your mom was there to snatch you and curve you on them, you hear me, and call you on them, so you knew where you're right and wrong at. When you can, it's different when you calling these kids out on these things over the phone or through a visitor room. You hear me? So when you get out and you see these kids actually have their own little sneakiness and they got their own little opinion of things, you hear me? Find yourself trying to undoctrinate all the things that unlearn all the bullshit that they've been taught. You hear me? So when it comes to that, you hear me? I want. That's why I would actually reiterate how you put no limitations, because the worst thing ever is for a man with a strong mental and a strong version of a father and a strong parental background to combat with a single mother. You feel me? And if you think her best ground for you is that you keep clothes on these kids' backs and keep internet in the house and all the necessities that she didn't have, which is a plus. But when these kids don't have to have any discipline or have to work for the things that they want, you hear me? And you also have their personal philosophies that a little stuff that they got in school, a little bit of this person's daddy and this person's mama, and they got their own little opinion, you hear me? And then not just males, females, right? It's unfortunately I go get into it, but I got for every female, for every male age, I got the opposite female age. So I got a 16-year-old here and a 16-year-old there and a 15-year-old there. So the thing is, I get both ends. So my thing is, as a man, it's really hard to learn a motherfucker's teaching. You hear me? And especially if they standing on bullshit.
Hey,
make you become better.
The top,
they grow to love.
yeah, God. The topic tonight that we was talking about, what you talking about now, is why it was so important. Do colleges matter? We don't realize that school will not allow a book inside of those libraries if it discusses what they calling a black person prior to slavery. Those books cannot be sold in any public library. You can't find them. You have to go online. But then when you discover these things and you start showing your children these things, the differences that you see from the children when you didn't know to the ones that when you did know, it's hey man, it's astounding to say the least. So I feel like the more it's no longer a feeling, bro. I say it's important that we be in the now, like in the right now. You know that it is a certain way because it's a mystic vibration. A lot on this world is different. We can connect a different type of way, or we can't connect that way. But those all of these tribes that they talk about and all the religious doctrines are the same people. They are the exact same people. But if you continue to let words and North American, African, European, Russian, Zimbabwean, Kenyan, South African, if you keep letting all of these things separate you, these invisible lines, I can travel from Texas to Oklahoma. Once I get to Oklahoma, I'm just going to see a sign to say Oklahoma. Now I believe I'm in Oklahoma. The laws change, everything changed. Bro, and I'm not, no disruption to the whole thing that's thrown out there in the midst. But bro, what I'm saying is there's a different kind of connection that we have to, it's bigger than what we physically see. And yeah, yeah.
Listen, not to get you up, let me tell you this, hear me, and agree to disagree. Now, you got to be a lover of knowledge, and you got to be able to embrace how black people have prospered over the years. Hear me? Now look at this. Now, if we look at the typical the Howards, and so on, even the Dukes and stuff like that, those colleges go back for centuries. You hear me? I mean, for decades. And they got different type of rhetoric that they teach certain motherfuckers and different students. But we got black colleges like Morehouse over that, and a whole lot of colleges. Spelman. I'm talking about when you get into them schools and it's some real live black professors that's hard to the core that you would be obliged for your kid to be taught by these people. You hear me? And the thing is, that's a secret. You hear me? It's a lot of people. Just like you got sleepers like the CIA. And the Russians, they got sleepers in America. You got black people that's at these colleges that's pulling motherfuckers' coattail, and not these fraternities, not Omega Psi Phi, not these pussies.
Yeah, listen.
And exactly. But the thing is, though, we're talking fuck the European history that you get. We need mothers to go to college and learn that shit, that math, that how to work the stock market, how to learn technology. We need mothers, whether or not we like a degree in Silicon Valley. They got programs. We need as many motherfuckers as we got to get in and learn this shit. Just like we get them up, we need as many motherfuckers to go to the military as possible. You hear me? You got mothers that sit around in the street and learn bullshit how to whip dope. When you get in there, then you got a Uzi or an AK, never talk work, and mothers do a lot of work. You hear me? You got you have these mothers They like say that the Italians that sent the D-Mothers went to the army,
The
came back, joined the
gatekeepers,
Hells Angels, and then
the
blow up rockets
gatekeepers
and all that
lock
type of
you
shit.
in. The gatekeepers keep you out. You hear me? They don't let you in. That's the thing about the gatekeepers. So once again, if you're looking for the people, the African American collegiate mindset, if you're looking for any type of lifeline or anything that can help for the have-nots, hey man, this is a wish. This ain't no wishy well, man. You can keep dreaming. You hear me? They don't give a fuck about you. You hear me? I'm here to tell you that. And if you think so, you don't understand how money works. Because, like I say, the gatekeepers of the knowledge, or they're not sharing information. The game is to be sold, not told. So, man, I appreciate you brothers for pulling up, man. I know y'all brothers got shit y'all got to do in the morning, man. So, you know, I appreciate everybody for pulling up, because y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all here fucking with us. So, in closing, man, I give y'all closing statements, man.
I'm gonna keep it real short. You know, shalom to all, man. Peace to everybody, man. You know, in closing, you know, just make sure whether you're going collegiate or you're getting it out the mud, make sure your mindset is on a stable foundation to where you can do some type of good before you leave this earth. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. And close.
Peace, guys and goddesses.
Yeah.
My closing statement to any young person, old person, especially the Black people minority, don't never lose the ability to dream. Shade dream, night dream, all that. Anything that I ever had, anything that everybody ever had positive, you dreamed about it. And all dreams got to manifest. The thing is, do never lose the ability to picture yourself in a better position or see something that you want. You hear me? If you can't see it, it ain't gonna happen.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna close it out like this. There is no limit. I say, God body. There is no limit. There's no limitations. I will only teach the people that come after me that they shouldn't bound themselves to anything. Whatever someone wants you to bind yourself, don't. Only connect with the higher version of you. You never know where you at. Your tire could go flat. God might have sent his angels right there to help you with something real quick, right when you needed it. Start looking at every situation like that, like it's supposed to happen, because you keep playing with it like you playing with fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? End of the day, take and judge each situation like it makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? But past that, each one teach one. I say we have to be self-educated, not self-educated, not only school, self-educated, not only school educated. Once again, we have to be self-educated, not only school educated. So an edu is coming outside of you. That education is when teach your kids to get books and read themselves. Like, the school shouldn't be the only place where they read. But past that, man, that's all I say. We got to teach at home, because the school is definitely not going to give them what it takes to be successful business people in the world. Like, it's not going to teach them social skills, business skills. It's not going to give them the skills that you have to give them at home. So we got to prepare them better, man. Each one teach one. Knowledge is key. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, right there.
All right.